GM, GM. Trade of the day. I'm going to start looking at Bitcoin dominance because I'm seeing the same thing happen here that I saw here and here and here and here, which is you have 2 3 weeks of Bitcoin dominance dropping, right? So obviously when Bitcoin dominance has gone up, it's been Bitcoin pumping. When Bitcoin dominance then drops in these circles, these 5 areas, it's where the market thinks, oh, Bitcoin dominance is top, let's go all season. Oh, Bitcoin dominance is top, let's go all season, all season, all season. And now they're saying again, all season. Really, all I see is people getting themselves distracted from Bitcoin because they don't want to own Bitcoin. Most people don't want to own Bitcoin. Bitcoin's for rich people, right? That's what they think. They're like, oh, well, I need to buy alts because Bitcoin doesn't go up as much. I really think Bitcoin's going to surprise people this cycle, going a lot higher than they expect because they don't own it. I don't know, but you can answer for yourself. I did a poll way back. I did a poll a year or a year and a half ago in the real world about like, how did you get into crypto? And only 20 or 25% of people, the first coin they bought was Bitcoin. 4 years ago, like last cycle, that would have been unheard of. Everyone would buy Bitcoin first, and then they might rotate. Now people are coming straight in because of stable coins. You can just join, you can buy stables and then go straight into Solana or into Ethereum or into altcoins. And that's important because the money that's flowing in is predominantly going to Bitcoin. The big money, the money you're supposed to be trying to track and front run, billions of dollars are going towards Bitcoin. Money flows into alts, sure, but Bitcoin's on the cusp of all-time highs. The dominance is starting to bottom out and starting to move, starting to look at least like it's more likely to go this way than that way. And Bitcoin's about all-time highs. I think most people are underexposed to Bitcoin. It's very simple. What they've done is Bitcoin up, I'm going to buy alts because if Bitcoin goes up, alts will go up too. And if you've picked the right alts, that's done fine. I own alts. I've got a cash. Cash has outperformed Bitcoin. I'm happy with that. But I also own a shitload of Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin is still going to keep its run going. I don't think the dominance is done. And that can be on the upside or the downside. We're starting to see signs of it turning here as Bitcoin is just hovering below all-time highs. That's when you're starting to see this reversal in dominance. ETH BTC, to show you how strong Bitcoin is, even with ETH doing this, right? Even with ETH having a straight upwards march, ETH BTC is still just in this consolidation that I've talked about for weeks. And I said, if I saw exactly this, it would be perfect, where ETH is probably bottomed out, probably ETH BTC is bottomed, but it doesn't break out against Bitcoin before the halving because obviously the halving is stronger narrative and Bitcoin is the dominant asset. So this is like the best scenario we could have seen, where you've got really strong ETH and relatively weak ETH BTC. That's good. That means the ETH dominance run, it's still yet to come. It'll come later. But as we go through the market and go through a few different sectors, I just don't see a whole lot that I would like to own ahead of Bitcoin, right? As I scroll through them, there's a bunch of charts that are bottoming out or starting to make their moves. You know, the AI ones are the most obvious. They've had their massive moves, starting to pull back slightly. WorldCoin, clear weakness there in WorldCoin versus Render. You can see which coin is well owned, Render, versus which is just really a trader's coin, WorldCoin. People don't really want to hold WorldCoin at $100 billion FDV. That's silly. Akash, mega strong still. Ocean, pulling back. Like, I wouldn't buy Fetch here. I wouldn't buy AGIX here. It doesn't mean they can't go higher. They will. It's AI. It's big bubble. But I think if ever there's a time where AI is going to have a bit of sideways, it's probably in the next week or two. I've talked about this. You get the NVIDIA conference and all that. There's probably another week left maybe on AI if it's not already topped for now. And that's just my guess, by the way. I know people tend to take this and think that that's my like factual statement as if I can predict the market. I can't predict the market. But I can say that this type of move, particularly Render, that type of move is closer to a local top than a bottom. That's easy to say. Now, it doesn't have to go to zero. I would just expect there. I would expect AI coins to do something like this, where they pull back. Maybe they just pull back like this into a consolidation. Right? It doesn't have to come back to there. But I expect AI to do something like this. Probably blue path is more likely. Red path would be like, that would be perfect for the accumulation. I don't know. But I see that and I think, okay, the AI side of things, probably not, it's probably a bit expensive. Yeah, probably a little bit overbought. Wouldn't necessarily want to be putting my money in there right away. So then you look at other stuff like layer ones. Here's one Harmony, pretty good chart. Silica looks okay. Near is also falling into AI. Phantom, a lot of these have pumped out, and they don't appeal to me. Injective continues to consolidate. AVAX continues to consolidate. They're probably two of the better ones. They're in consolidations now for several weeks. So Injective, AVAX, they're probably building up a nice cause. And I just look through this and then I look at the Bitcoin dominance, and I don't think I want to be longing alts here. I just don't want to long alts. Will certain alts do well? For sure. But as a whole, and then you look at Total 3, I just look at this and think, okay, Total 3 had its nice deep shakeout, rallied higher, pushed up, but now it's just kind of grinding up, grinding up, grinding up. Is this going to just keep grinding up forever? Possibly. I mean, it absolutely could. We are in this kind of markup phase where, we've been here in the past where it does just keep grinding, grinding, grinding until it finds itself a new sort of price base. But after the shakeout, I'm always watching to see, do we get a retest, a proper retest of the flush out levels from a couple of weeks ago, or from last week, sorry. So I'm still waiting to see. And then when I combine that with Bitcoin dominance and then the Bitcoin chart, I just look at this and think, all the best trades I would see are on Bitcoin here. I think Bitcoin still needs to be the main focus. I think if you see a shakeout on Bitcoin, to take out these stops would make sense to me. Right, just down below us, we have this solid red line. That's the build up since the flush out and then the first retest. And then we set higher lows, right? So higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then we impulsed. We're obviously moving up on a weekend, a bunch of open interest added. I think at some point, I wouldn't be surprised whenever you see Bitcoin just a random wick down like that, and away it goes, if it is going to break out. So for a trade, I'd be looking at that. And then, of course, if that happens on Bitcoin, you're going to see altcoins get flushed out as well. Maybe we touch the highs, flush it down, take those stops. I don't know. I just think Bitcoin, there's strong demand. There doesn't need to be one of these pullbacks, but I prefer to wait and bet on those, on those wicks. Just like here, where it was rallying up, it looks like it's going away. Nice wick down, flushes out some of the stops, holds, and away it goes. Up here, right, sets a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. People FOMO. What does it do? The wick goes down, takes out all those stops. So there's a bunch of stops building up. Whether it goes to the red line, maybe it just comes back down to this previous consolidation in the blue box, right? Maybe it just touches there instead of touching there. Who knows? But I think there's plenty of leverage in the system. There's going to be these random, air quotes, deep wicks that come down, and I'll be ready to buy them, waiting to buy. Still buy the dip, absolutely. I think Bitcoin is going to have a breakout into the 70s. Whether that happens without a pullback or not. If it happens without a pullback, I'm spot long. If it happens with a pullback, I'll definitely add longs. But I just don't have a whole lot of interest in getting long any new alts, or any additional altcoins on top of what I already have. That's just me. Just when I look across the market, I think now the best way I can put it is now is a great time to be holding alts spot, right? Holding spot alts, because they probably will just keep grinding higher. It's not a great time to take longs because you have really, it only needs a small move. It only needs a small hiccup by Bitcoin for alts to flush down. So if you're looking to add longs on altcoins, I would wait. I would be patient because you're probably going to get better entries. You're probably going to get entries on the 4-hour bands. Ondo is one that I have my eye on, and I actually do like. I think Ondo can probably keep grinding higher because it's actually falls into the decentralized stablecoin play as well. Because what they have, as well as being like the RWA with, let me see, one sec. Ondo Finance. Because of US dollar yield, right? And then they have obviously treasuries and money markets. So it fits into stablecoin narrative And that's important because you've got this new stablecoin Athena coming up soon. And Athena is going to be big hype. I mean, it's already launched, but the token for Athena is coming up. So Ondo might be a beneficiary of that. I'm watching it. If it comes back into the bands here, I'm interested. I think this thing probably should be a lot higher if it's going to catch like a relative value play against something like Athena. So I don't own any yet, not holding it, but I will be watching it if it crosses the bands or touches, just to see how price is developing there. But outside of that, for me, it's all about Bitcoin. So that's it. GM, see you later. Live stream, 5 p.m. UTC.